Hello, this is Kate from Daily Tarot Girl, and this is your weekly tarot card reading. And for this week's reading, I am reading with the Fenestra Tarot by Chatriya. And this is a deck that I've had for a long time. This was actually one of the first tarot decks I ever bought, over 10 years ago now. Well over 10 years ago, actually. Probably like at least 15 years ago. And I don't use it much anymore. And yeah, I don't use it very much, but it's a very pretty deck. And I found it on my shelf and I thought, let's read with this one. All right, so I've reversed a few cards in the deck, so it will be interesting to see if any reversals show up for us in this week's reading. And before I dive into the weekly reading, I just want to let you know that I'm having a sale over in my tarot shop on my website. So it's 50% off my online courses and one of my ebooks. So if you want to check it out, I'll put the link below. I don't do sales very often. I haven't done one in like 3 years. So if you want to check it out, I'll put the link below. Okay, so first card. This is for the beginning of the week, so Monday, Tuesday-ish. And of course, my intention with this reading, as always, is to get kind of an overview of some of the themes and energies that are going to be coming up for us in this upcoming week and how we can take advantage of those energies and how we can make the most of things. So here we have the, it's always challenging when I'm reading with a glossy deck because you just get a lot of glare. But we've got the Five of Cups for the beginning of the week. Now, Five of Cups traditionally is not a great card. It symbolizes a lot of emotion. This is an emotional card. This is from the Suit of Cups, and the Suit of Cups is all about emotions and feelings. And we have this river running through the center of the card, and water is a really powerful symbol of the emotions. And Five of Cups is about feeling, maybe you feel like a sense of regret. It could be feeling sorrowful, like grieving something that you've lost or something that didn't work out the way that you'd hoped, and kind of fixating on what's not working or what is disappointing in your life right now, and feeling all those emotions and feelings that might be coming up. I also think of this card as being like, if you expected things to go a certain way or were hoping something to go a certain way and instead things turned out the opposite of that, it's that feeling of like, it wasn't supposed to be this way, like this kind of disappointment. It could also be just feeling disappointed in yourself for some reason. But the reason I think that it's come up for us at the beginning of the week is it's kind of what I call a challenge card. So whenever I get a more negative card like this, I call it kind of a challenge card because these cards really do present a challenge for us at the beginning of the week. And the challenge with the Five of Cups is, can you allow yourself to fully feel those feelings of whether it's sorrow, disappointment, feeling grief, feeling anguish? Can you allow yourself to feel those feelings, but then also notice the two cups behind her? So noticing what is working, being able to kind of pivot. So feeling the negative feelings, allowing yourself to be disappointed, frustrated, sad, whatever's going on for you, but then also being able to pivot and kind of expand your horizons so that you might think, okay, this isn't working out. This is total crap right now, but this thing is working out. This thing is good. I still have this. So being able to embrace all the things, the bad and the good. So being able to see what's not working, what you're disappointed in, what you're grieving, but also including and seeing and noticing what is working. What are you grateful for? What are you looking forward to? What are you happy about? What are the good things? Okay, doing that, noticing the two cups that are still standing, is going to allow you to find a bridge and to cross that bridge to get to the other side. So you're not just stuck wallowing in your disappointment or your sorrow. Let's move on to the middle of the week. And here we have the High Priestess. So here we have a major arcana card for Wednesday, Thursday-ish, kind of midweek. And the High Priestess is such a magical card, and she's so mysterious, and she is a gatekeeper. So she sits there in front of these two pillars, and we've got the sheet or the cloth hanging behind her, which is kind of hiding what's behind there. And she sits there at the gate, and she decides who she's going to let cross into that gate. So she's a gatekeeper, and those who aren't worthy, those who haven't done the inner work, those who aren't ready, she doesn't allow them to cross through into her portal. Now, the High Priestess represents the spiritual, the mysterious, the hidden side of life. This is the part of you that is intuitive, the part of you that is psychic. You could even associate this card with the subconscious or the unconscious part of yourself, your wild self. There's a lot of magic with the High Priestess. And when the High Priestess shows up in a reading, it's an invitation. It's an invitation to move inward and to acknowledge the part of yourself that is intuitive and sensitive in that way, and to engage that part of you, whether that is doing psychic development exercises, whether that is paying attention to your dreams. Maybe you want to get into journaling and go deep with your journaling, or playing around with meditation, different meditation techniques, or self-hypnosis. These are all part of the realm of the High Priestess. The High Priestess tells you that what we usually experience in day-to-day life is just on the surface. And at any time, we can choose to dive beneath the surface, but it's a totally different world under there. And we have to be kind of ready for it. We have to be prepared, because it can be a shock to the system. That's why she's the gatekeeper. She makes sure that you're ready before you can cross through her portal. Okay, so what does this mean for you midweek? I think engaging this part of you, tapping into this kind of secret side, this mysterious side of you. Another way of looking at this card is the High Priestess is about kind of keeping things to herself. She's somewhat secretive, and she says to you, you don't have to wear your heart on your sleeve. You don't have to be transparent at all times with everyone in your life. It's okay to keep certain things to yourself. You can be selective about what you share with people and how you open up to people and who you open up to. And I think that is really a powerful message that she has for us. And I think we should all kind of take heed of that. So this week, know that sometimes it's appropriate to keep certain things to yourself and be really discerning about what you share and who you share it with. And sometimes less is more. Sometimes sharing less is better. Sometimes less is more. I'll leave it at that. Okay. Let's look at the last card. This is for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so the end of the week. And we have the 8 of Cups. So another Cups card. Okay, so the 8 of Cups is really about letting go of something, walking away from something. And this might be something that you've invested a lot of emotional energy into. It could be a project. It could be a person, a relationship. It could be an idea. It could be a dream, something that you have invested a lot of emotion into, and you're being challenged to maybe let that go a little bit. Like, it's time, sometimes it's time to pivot. Just like with the Five of Cups, I said it might, at a certain point this week, it will be time to pivot away from feeling bad about something to feeling good about something else. And the Eight of Cups is saying sometimes it comes a time where you have to pivot away from something. It might be something that you've been working towards, that you've been putting a lot of energy into, but it's just not panning out for you. It's not giving back to you in an emotional sense. So sometimes Eight of Cups will come up if we're really searching for a sense of emotional fulfillment or a sense of emotional connection and for a sense of like meaning. And sometimes when we're searching for that, it requires letting go of certain things. So asking yourself, what in your life right now, is there anything in your life that you're putting a lot of emotional energy into and not really getting much back? And maybe just kind of looking at that, noticing. I'm noticing that there is a river running through this card as well. So there's this river kind of running through the background, just like in the Five of Cups. I don't know if you can see it, but it's definitely there. And traditionally, the High Priestess, like in the Rider-Waite version, the High Priestess has water in the background. It doesn't really look like there is any water in this particular version of the High Priestess. But if I was reading with the Rider-Waite, there would be water in all of these cards. So I think that that's kind of interesting. I'm also noticing the crescent moon. See, we have the crescent moon here and we have the crescent moon here at the feet of the High Priestess. So we have that crescent moon shape in two of these cards. The crescent moon, it to me looks like a sickle. And it makes me think of death and like using that sickle to cut away certain things, cutting away the old, cutting away what's no longer working, what's no longer necessary, kind of clearing house. And there is kind of a clearing energy, a letting go, a release energy with the Eight of Cups that we should all kind of pay attention to. So as you get to the end of the week, this is a good time for evaluating things in your life and thinking, okay, what am I ready to walk away from? Is there something I'm ready to let go of? Or, and this is another way of looking at this card, is there something that you maybe should be investing in less when it comes to your emotions and feelings? So putting less emotional investment into something. Like, for example, let's say you have a relationship where you're putting in like a ton of emotional energy and you don't feel like you're getting much back. Maybe you don't need to end the relationship, but maybe just stop putting so much emotional energy into it for a little while and see what happens. Like withdrawing your emotional investment from the things that are no longer feeding your soul, that are no longer nurturing for you. Okay. I'm going to look at all of these cards here and I'm just going to sum it up quickly. Yeah, I feel like both the Five of Cups and the Eight of Cups, there's a feeling of emotional release with these cards. And the High Priestess is a very deep card. This is about exploring your inner realms, your depths, the depths of your consciousness, the depths of your soul. So that is kind of the theme this week, is like release, let go, and exploring your depths and connecting with your spiritual energy and connecting with like the mysterious side of life. Now, if I were to read this reading like a sentence in the most kind of down to earth, relatable way, let's try this. Okay. And this is an interesting exercise, by the way. When you do a 3-card reading like this, see if you can read it like a sentence and just say like a few things for each card. Okay. So Five of Cups, beginning of the week, is saying, allow yourself to feel all your feelings, but particularly allow yourself to feel some positive feelings. Okay. That wasn't really a sentence. That was like 5 sentences. Don't dwell too much on what's not working. Dwell a little bit. High Priestess says, don't be afraid to go deep, but also don't be afraid to keep some things to yourself. So keep some things to yourself this week. And you may want to withdraw some of your emotional involvement in certain things. So I don't know if that was crystal clear or not, but yeah, I think kind of don't dwell so much on the negative, notice the positive. It's okay to keep some things to yourself, and you may need to release something or walk away from something at the end of the week. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me. My name's Kate. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It really, really helps my channel, and I appreciate it so much. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought of this reading. Let me know if you have a different take on the cards. I always love to read the comments, and I hope you have a beautiful week.